Abaye, make you know they shall like it. I don't want nobody to give my matter kill. For this life I day, I want to be celebrated. Don't wanna waste my days, I want to spend them on enjoyment. It's been too long.
Hey, what's up, everybody, man? Welcome to Victorious Monday. Welcome to a Rich Minute. And I already prayed for you, so you ain't even got to worry about that. Just know that the good Lord already got your path protected. You know, I pray for you and your family, your friends, and everybody that you consider a loved one. And I even pray for your enemies, because right now, sometimes they be plotting against you. But you know what, man? They say God don't let anything happen to you that he wasn't meant for you to be able to handle. So let's get right to it. I ain't really know what I was going to say to you today. But, you know, yesterday I had an experience in the high school championship game, and we lost. You know, you spent all season planning and working and missing your family, and, you know, you spent a lot of time in the gym and you try to put guys in the right position to win, but we lost. And you sit there, you think about it, you know, what could I have done? You know, could we have called a timeout here? Could we have done, there's a lot of what could we have done, right? But the fact is, it's over. It's done with. Move on. And so that's the word today. One thing I always say to the kids is next play. Next play. So you got to move on. So no matter what happened to you yesterday, hey, today is a new day. Today is a day to be victorious. It's a next play day. You can't dwell on the last play, because no matter what happened, that last play happened. It ain't coming back. You got to move on. The season is over. We got to get guys ready for the next season starting today. As a matter of fact, right after we got home, you know, I started watching more basketball, you know, trying to see what I can take from other coaches. And, you know, I was watching the Sierra Canyon High School basketball team and their process, you know, but you got to go, man. It's the next play. You know, like, what are you going to do? Keep dwelling on the fact that, you know, you didn't make the shots you needed to make, or maybe we didn't follow the game plan like we were supposed to. What are you going to do? Like, what type of things are happening in your life right now where you just got to have that next play mentality? You know, maybe you were studying for that bar exam, but, you know, you put a lot of time into it. You put a lot of effort into it. Late nights, you cried, whatever you had to do, and maybe you didn't pass it. Guess what? Next play. Yeah, it sucks. I'm not saying it doesn't, but you got to go. You got to go back to that drawing boards, and you got to start over again. You know, maybe you didn't finish school in the time you said you were supposed to finish school. Okay, so what? That happened. Let's move on. Next play. Maybe you had an argument with somebody that just didn't go work. Maybe there's a relationship that's not going well. Okay, next play. Maybe that relationship didn't even work out. Okay, next play. Maybe the reason that relationship didn't work out, so your ass could learn something. You know, maybe staying in that relationship would have kept you from your next moment. You know, who knows what's going to happen to us next year? You know, we're not going in there hoping to win the championship again. We want to win a championship. We're going to work to win a championship. We're not going to hope. So we're going to take the next moment, and we're just going to keep working. Same thing for you. Take that next moment. That's that next play. You got to keep working. You know, maybe something's not happening at your job. Well, you know, step back, review it, get back on the drawing boards. Maybe you got to go talk to one of your coworkers about your relationship. Maybe you got to talk to your boss about your relationship. Maybe something's not happening well with your family. Maybe you got to sit there and have that conversation. But you can't keep going back to that same thing over and over, or you can't get stuck there because you think, you know, that thing is the reason why you're not moving on. You can't get stuck there. If you get stuck there, you ain't going to go nowhere. You're not going to learn nothing. Maybe sometimes the losses you take, they're meant to teach you a lesson. You know, the thing about yesterday's championship game that was so important to me was watching the junior varsity guys who had been called up sitting on the bench. One, it was cool that they got to experience that moment. You know, you could see they were nervous. If you would call them up on that floor, many of them would have froze. They had never been on such big of a stage. You know, but it was good for them to experience the pain of that loss, to see the seniors crying, you know, to see the coaches disappointed. Sometimes you got to experience these losses to know what else you don't want anymore. It ain't always a bad thing to take a loss. The losses, man, they sometimes they can be your best teacher. But you still got to say, hey, next play, we lost that. Okay, what do we do? What type of adjustments do I need to make? As a matter of fact, maybe you got to talk to yourself. I know I talk to myself a lot. One of the things, I struggle with all the time is trying to make sure I'm patient enough that I listen more. So I'm always telling myself, okay, next play, that happened, you shouldn't have responded that way. What's the next play? How can you adjust to that? You could have chosen this response, but what if you chose that response? So I'm always reviewing myself. I'm always the next play guy. I'm not sitting there waiting and just thinking about what happened and staying stuck on it. It ain't a bad thing to think about what happened. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying, how do you move on? You have to move on. See, life is so short that you can't just dwell on the past losses, the past hurts, the past disappointments, the people who just didn't do you right, the family members who just didn't give you the flowers that you needed to have. You got to move on. So, man, as you head through your day today, no matter what happens, your daily disappointments, you got to keep telling yourself, next play, next play, next play. That's what you got to do, because it's with that next play that you make any advancement in your life. It's with that next play that you uncover those things that are already deposited in you by God. You were meant to be great. So today, take that step, man. Move on to that next play. Keep yourself always in a position to win. Keep working, keep working. Your season is not over yet. It isn't over yet. So I encourage you, man, to just take that next play and just to keep moving on, right? Hey, y'all have a beautiful day. Y'all have a victorious Monday. And may the good Lord keep blessing you. Take care of yourself, yeah.
To keep my matter